There are places in Vietnam where the old way is very much alive. There would be no way to put an accurate date on some of these villages solely looking at the construction of the houses, the tools in use, or the items they produce. Unfortunately, the old way is disappearing as it is more time-consuming and less profitable than most modern ways of production. In Cao Bang, an attempt to resuscitate the old way is taking place, and the life support it has been given is tourism. On the typical tourist route, villages where they make knives or incense can be found, but there's one village yet to be placed on the tourist maps, and their trade of making roof tiles is still practiced with vigor by every family in the village. And this is where we are going today. Like all villages in Cao Bang, Luom Ri is isolated in a sea of karsts. Its geography makes it highly rural and difficult to access for all but the most determined. As I make my way in with a couple travel companions, we have no doubt we've come to the right place for making tiles. Though outsiders rarely venture in, the people here are some of the most welcoming I've met. In fact, we meet Lien at the first house we approach, and she is happy to teach us how to make tiles.
2.000 một viên. Mỗi nhà là cái nhà như nhà này là tầm nặng dưới như này. 15.000 viên.
15.000 viên nên một nhà bao nhiêu tiền?
15.000 viên nhân với 2.000 là
30 triệu. 30 triệu một nhà. Lien is Num An, an ethnic minority closely related to Thai, another ethnic minority I filmed with in Cao Bang and Lien Bai provinces. Luckily, Vietnamese is a second language for both of us, and we can communicate quite well. Maybe it's because of her general goodwill towards mankind, or perhaps she's as curious about us as we are about her, but she invites the three of us in and spends a day teaching us about tiles.
Wow, đẹp quá. Alright, I'll take it off. She's worried about my clothes. Can I hand this to you, Jenny?
Yeah, of course.
Today, I'm not the only learner. Meet Jenny and Robbie, a couple of travelers from Hungary who share my ambition to learn the world.
I can't see any big rocks.
The first step is to remove all pebbles from the clay to make it as consistent as possible. But like everything on this show, it's not so easy on your first day.
So what should you do?
I don't know. Oh, she's so good. Huh? Almost. Have you found the secret yet?
Yeah, do it for 10 years.
Good advice.
After we hear Robbie's sage advice, he sticks to working the camera, so we won't see him here again. But I must say, I am incredibly grateful for the excellent cinematography of both Robbie and Jenny from this point on. Once a smooth, pebbleless clay is shaped into a block, we can cut strips off and wrap them around a spinning cylinder to shape them into tiles. Notice, every tool used here is simply made from wood or string, and it is all powered by elbow grease. The name of this specific type of tile is yin-yang tile, due to the curved shape, since when one tile is flipped into another, The shape resembles the inner curve of the yin-yang symbol. When alternated on a roof, it creates many rain gutters and essentially makes the roof leak-proof. One circle of clay will be divided into quarters to make 4 tiles, so we need to press a deep groove every 90 degrees, like so. If a typical house requires 15,000 tiles for the roof, then that means 3,750 clay circles need to be formed to create that many tiles. So, be careful not to break any. On a house made from a wooden frame with mud and straw walls, a leak-proof tile roof is a very advanced luxury and one of the most valuable parts of the house. The clay circles need to be dried for a day or so before they are brittle enough to break into quarters. So, we'll leave them here for now.
Like a magic trick!
If you look closely inside, you can see the grooves where the clay circles will split into quarters. And with nothing more than a tap, tap, tap,
Whoa! What? Wow, I'm like a tile master! Voila!
and now for the baking.
Cái này là ngói chín rồi.
Nung ngói ở đâu?
Nung ngói ở trong lò kia. Nó có lò.
À, lò ở đây. Khi nào nung?
Khi nào nung? Hôm nay vẫn có người vào đấy.
Hôm nay sẽ nung. Trong lò bao nhiêu cái ngói?
20.000 viên.
20.000 viên. Wow, 20.000. Nung bao nhiêu ngày?
Nung 1 tuần.
1 tuần. Wow. Lâu.
Lâu mà.
A burning oven becomes the meeting place for the whole village, especially on cold mornings. Though someone has to tend the fire constantly, they get help from every passerby in exchange for stopping to warm up. This creates a social bond most of us are unfamiliar with. When your survival could depend on the people around you, it pays to be generous. I think this is why the people here are so welcoming and friendly. Chiefly Lien, who was kind enough to bring out the buffalo even on a day that doesn't require its work. The buffalo, however, wasn't too happy with me. Toro! Toro! Sorry you had to work on your day off, big guy. The tile making in this village doesn't seem to have any encroaching threat from modern methods of production, but it's still in danger from modern methods of living. Even in this village, brick houses are the trend for anyone with the economic means. Though it raises the overall comfort and standard of living, it could mean the disappearance of yet another beautiful cultural characteristic.
We saved this chicken for at least one day. Yeah!
I think forever.
Forever.
Forever. It's a free-range chicken now. You pardoned a chicken.
Are you kidding?
I think it's forever.